Christopher Watkin here with Susan Gregory, who is very well known estate agent from London, who's just taken up her role as a divisional sales director for Purple Bricks. Thank you for joining me today, Susan. Today, I want to ask the question, is estate agency too focused on sales when really we are a service industry? Talk to me.
It's a question that fascinates me. So there's no doubt that we are salespeople to some degree, but I'm interested in what it is we actually sell. So actually, as an industry, we don't own the product that we talk about selling. We don't own the houses, the flats, etc. at all. Our clients who pay us money own the product that we sell, and they get to decide whether it sells, how much it sells for, who it sells to. What we actually sell is our service to help them to do that. And so we are a sales organisation, sales industry for sure, but I think sometimes we get caught up in selling houses, and actually valuers, listers, people who bring property to the market don't sell houses. They sell themselves, their personal brand, their organisational brand as a service.
It's interesting that a lot of people say that we're too transactional in our approach to estate agency and we should be more of a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's the issue, that we tend to attract the wrong people into the industry?
I think we actually maybe don't not attract the wrong people. I think we bring in actually quite a broad spectrum of people. We promote and reward ones with short-term sales incentives. And I'm quite interested in what happens to those. I've seen it so many times in my career where you've got people who are great service people, deliver great service, bring back customers, repeat customers. People want to come back to them in 10 years' time, that aren't the best salesperson knocking out 10 sales a month, but add additional value to the brand.
But do you think that's endemic of society, that they think more than a year is too long? 10 years is forever, isn't it? How can you expect a neg to do an amazing job to wait 10 years? Probably might not be in the industry.
I think that's exactly the issue that we've got. It's kind of how are we rewarding, promoting, encouraging these people, and we do it with short-term rewards at the moment, and I think that works for a lot of people and it definitely has its place. But we also have to say, actually, what's the long-term purpose of our brand, of our industry? How are we helping those individuals for their long-term goals?
But I mean, you've joined Purple Bricks. Let's be frank, that they're very transactional based, or that's what people's perception is.
Yeah.
That the lister gets paid on the listing, not on the sale, although they have changed that recently, haven't they?
Yeah, it's all changed, and they've been a great disruptor. They've come in and done something that no one else in our industry has been able to do, and I absolutely applaud them for that. That next stage that we're at now is actually how can we use that platform that we now have, that brand awareness, the great amount of data and technology, and make sure that the local property experts, the TOCs, are also adding and being able to add a huge amount of human value. It's a different process.
Quite interesting. I had Michael Bruce on here a few months ago, and I actually said, I don't think he charged enough, and he didn't disagree with me. He didn't agree with me.
Yeah.
But I still think Purple Bricks could charge more to give more back. Because I don't think the fees are so much, that attract people to it. You've built a brand. I think now they could win on that, play on that one. Yeah. So coming back to the service, what do you think we as agents could do to offer a better service so people do remember us more? Because it's interesting. Again, we had Heather from Spectre on this sofa about 6 weeks ago. She said only 1 in 8 people go back to the estate agent they bought their house through.
Yeah, and it's about realising that, we can tell ourselves these stories about repeat customers and referrals and things like that, but actually, what are we here to do and what do our customers want? Helping them sell their property, help them move on, help them with whatever. Selling the property tends to be part of a process. It's a cog in a wheel. We have to be, like you say, those trusted advisors, there for when it goes wrong, there for when you've got difficult decisions to make, there for when you've got multiple offers or don't know which offer to take. That expert advice is what's key, and the human touch with that. You are a counsellor at some point. You've sat on many sofas and gone through that, and actually that's hugely valuable. The tech and the data can drive some of the things that we have our agents doing that actually they're not necessarily adding value to. Allow them to be the human part of the transaction.
Do you think if we went away from a commission-based structure and basically paid people decent salaries and hope that they did a good job, that would change the industry?
I think it has potential too. I think there's opportunity to look at all of that. When I was working at Nested, our sales teams at the time were not on commission, partly because we were growing and moving and everything was fluid and changing every single day. But actually, they had a belief in what we did. They had a belief in how we're helping clients, and they went above and beyond, and they were not driven by an extra bit of a bonus.
Okay, so how do bosses get that belief, that culture? You know, culture beats everything, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
How do you? Because the vast majority of estate agents are one man, one woman bands. How do you create that culture that people just want to follow you into over the trenches?
Well, I think if you've got one woman, one man bands, actually you have that already. It's when you try and scale it that culture gets lost, for example. And actually, those people working in those small independents, they have a purpose, they work together, they know what their role is within that team. As we get bigger, we actually go into silos and it becomes a problem.
Okay, but I mean, you're doing an MSc at the moment in organisational behaviour or something similar,
Yeah.
What from your learnings, how would you be, if you were sitting in front of the Countrywide board or the LSL board, what would you be saying to them to engender this passion, the culture?
You have to start with purpose. You have to realise, and purpose is over and above an organisational objective or profit. So it's almost like purpose before profit. What are you actually here to do that's bigger than you? What stamp are you going to leave when you're gone? And can you get that into 10 words?
Is that
and if
legacy?
you can't, you've got a problem. To some degree, yeah. It's so important to have that because, again, we're always moving and changing and things are uncertain. That is a kind of North Star to work towards. Goals will always move, but purpose shouldn't always move.
Your why, as Simon Sinek would say.
Absolutely that. Your why, as Simon would say. And feed that then back into your goals, into your OKRs, into whatever they are, but know that they are going to be fluid. And giving or realising that actually people are intrinsically motivated. People want to do a good job. People want to be better than they were yesterday. People want to be trusted. That's just true. We almost take that away from people.
Thank you for your time today.
Pleasure. Thank you.